Hey, I'm Scott.
And I'm Chris.
And this is Doxalogic, where we help you think with your Bible.
Is there any biblical basis for potentially lethal self-defense?
Well, under God's law, the answer is yes.
Prove it.
Prove it, she says. I will. Exodus 22, right?
Yeah, if a thief is found breaking...
Sorry, what verse are we in?
Oh, I'm
Just so
sorry.
folks know.
Exodus 22, verse 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If a thief is found breaking in and is struck so that he dies, there shall be no blood guilt for him. So that's pretty clear.
Yeah, and the God's law is oftentimes really, really clear like this, thankfully. And so the idea of saying, is there ever, ask the question again?
Is there any biblical basis for potentially lethal self-defense?
Yeah, it seems
think
clear both from what we can understand as image bearers of God to protect innocent life, and that may end up being lethal self-defense, right? So it could be self-defense, it could be the defense of another innocent person. Mm-hmm. Your goal would be to detain and restrain, right? But can it happen? Yes, it can happen. That you would not have a choice, and the right choice would be life is about to end. You're going to end the perpetrator's life if you are able and capable in that time. That's not your goal, right? And you're trying to stop what's going on, but it definitely can be permitted. Again, not the goal, but permitted.
I think of I'm going to like Luke 22. My idea is at the beginning, Jesus sends out his disciples and says, "Don't take a knapsack. Don't bring anything with you. Go, and as you go to these places, you're going to stay, and people are going to take care of you. And if they don't take care of you, and they don't welcome you well, dust off your feet and go off to the next place, right? But then near the end, when the tension is mounting and he's about to be crucified, there's a switch. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where he goes, instead, you remember when I said not to take one? Well, now, or not to take a knapsack and all that stuff. Now I want you to
I have two swords.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to find where that is. Here we go. Verse 35, and he said to them, "When I sent you out with no money bag or knapsack or sandals, did you lack anything?" And they said, "Nothing." He said to them, "But now let the one who has a money bag take it, and likewise a knapsack. And let the one who has no sword sell his cloak and buy one. For I tell you that this scripture must be fulfilled in me." And he was numbered with the transgressors. For what is written about me has its fulfillment. And they said, "Look, Lord, here are 2 swords." And he said to them, "It is enough." So if you're asking to bring a sword is a weapon of defense, and a sword can kill somebody, right? And I think about the same language that's used for the government, that the government bears a sword.
That's right.
And therefore, the government actually has a responsibility to execute justice, which would include, again, bearing of the sword. So that there are crimes that necessitate a kind of judgment or justice that would lead to the use of the sword. That's not a self-defense situation.
Sure.
But it's the idea, this one certainly seems like it.
Yeah.
They're pretty upset about Jesus. It's going to be fulfilled that he's numbered with the transgressors. This animosity is increasing. By the way, you're one of Jesus' followers. Instead of not taking a sword, you should actually protect yourself this time. And that doesn't seem to compromise the witness at this point in the gospel, the redemptive story unfolding here. So you don't take a sword without understanding it's a serious form of defense.
Yep.
Right.
You've been listening to Doxalogic, a podcast by Doxa Church in Rockland, California. To learn more, visit us online at doxa.church.